Hey y'all, welcome back to Team Hotel TV 2015 Flag Football Edition, Week 6. And we're going to go right back into the picks with that next 2:30 game where we have the Eagles and the Saints.
Yeah, I think this week the rest of these games aren't as close in my eyes. And that starts here with the Eagles and the Saints. The Saints, 12th on offense, 12th on defense. I just see a little bit of hope in the Saints with the running back they put into place there. I think they showed some life, and I think if they could just put some people into different positions, I think they would actually have a squad that could pull off a win. But it's going to be too much of a tall order against the Eagles. The Eagles are a powerhouse, though they struggled this past week against the defending champs. The quarterback was out for a great deal of that. He's suspended for the first half of this week, but they don't really need him the entire game probably against the Saints. Eagles going to win this one 45-6.
I think the Eagles are going to win this one 27-18. I think they have a slow start for the fact that Bryant doesn't play the first half and the Saints try to take advantage. But then Bryant comes in the second half and he just helps them get the W. Not by that much.
Yeah, I think, I don't know what Chris is talking about, 40-something to 6 over there. 45-6. He's really high on the Eagles over there. The Eagles just showed you who they were. They lost to the Raiders without their starting quarterback. And they lost by, what, 3 scores? You know what I mean? They're not that good. Or they did not play that good that game. And then they're going to start the game without their starting quarterback, and they're going to score 40-something points against the Saints.
Yes.
No way. No way. The Saints this week, they continue to improve. Joseph went out there, scored 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean? And Malik and Chris, threw them touchdowns. So I mean, I think the Saints, like I said, they're getting better. It's starting to connect. Like, you know how we talked about the Cowboys and some depth. Yeah. You know what I mean? I see life in the Saints. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're growing. The Eagles, they did what they could. They were short, I guess. They didn't have Wesley in the last week. Quarterback was a little frustrated. I don't know if it's between Eagles quarterback thing, Bryant reffing the game, and Brian, talking about legacy or whatever. I don't know if maybe that conflicted on them and them getting ejected. But I think they all worked it out, and they're cool to go. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Jeremy had 7 catches. Jonathan had 6 catches in the last game. They're going to need everybody this next week to step up to beat the Saints. I hope they don't come and take them lightly. I just think that the Eagles may have a little bit too much talent for the Saints, but I see it a lot closer than Chris does. 28-20. Eagles, 28-20. I see a game.
That's a good call. But I think that Teddy for the Eagles is probably going to have a George Cooper type of day with that Saints quarterback.
What does that mean?
I think
a lucky game?
I think Teddy's going to have a George Cooper type of game.
Such a tipped interception.
Yeah, my dad could have caught those 6 interceptions. They were right there. They were gifts.
Yeah, your dad, but not you.
No, not me. I'm a lineman. I have no hands.
Not you. So we'll go to that next game, the 4 o'clock game, the first 4 o'clock game, which will be the Seahawks and the Colts.
Right. All you need to know about the Seahawks is right here, baby. KFC, Kadir freaking Chisholm.
You couldn't get a bigger bucket, Chris?
No, here's the deal, right? I went to KFC just a minute ago to try to get a big bucket of chicken.
You can tell he's
not the bucket of chicken, but just a bucket, so I can make my point. And I walk in there and say, look, I work with teens, we work with kids, 200 of them, a bunch of them gonna watch the TV show, we're getting ready to film. I need a prop. I need a bucket with KFC on it. Nope. Can I talk to your manager? Manager was staring at me. Nope. So I got this weenie little box of KFC. The real KFC on the field is a lot taller than that. And I'm telling you right now,
a lot taller than that.
There is no such thing anymore in this league as mossing somebody. You get KFC'd, right? He's KFCing people. I mean, this highlights again, 2 weeks in a row at #1. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful. Probably our only hope of getting somebody in the NFL. Maybe George, I don't know, but our hope. But if you do make the NFL, please throw us a bone. Remember us little people, all right? So anyway, that said, I think the Seahawks are going to be too much for the Colts. Huge win for the Colts this past week. I think with this win, it propels them into the grade 8. But I think the matchup is some interesting dynamics that Buddy can break down here in a minute between the Seahawks and the Colts. I mean, they have Sir Charles, right, who's also a big man. And I think this could be Chisholm's biggest, challenge, is Charles. And so it's going to be a great matchup, but I think the Seahawks are flying high. I said they're going to win out. They're going to win this one 32-19.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are going to blow the Colts out. I think the Seahawks are going to win 38-12. I just think that there's no answer for Chisholm in his league, and he might be the only hope of making it to the NFL, like Chris said. I know that the Colts over there, they have Charles over there, and I don't think Charles can just. I don't think he can just jump with Kadir. I mean, Kadir has proven to go up and catch the ball, one hand, two hands, one finger. He catches it, and he goes up strong too. I mean, don't think because he's skinny, he's not going to. He goes up and he just catches the ball and comes down with it. And I don't think Charles is going to be able to stop Chisholm. I know they're really good friends, so it's going to be interesting how this game plays out between them two going at it. But I mean, KFC is going to win, hands down.
Yeah. So, what did you say your score was good?
I said my score.
38-19.
38
Okay.
12.
12. Oh, goodness.
Okay, you don't write it
Don't
down.
test everything.
All right, listen. The Colts, I think, are underrated here. They're the first one to expose the Cowboys. All right, they're the first one to expose the Cowboys. then they went and they would play from behind against the Cardinals. Now, who would have thought that the Cardinals be up by 2 touchdowns and the Colts come back and win decisively?
Right.
I didn't think the Colts offense was that good. So that tells you that the Colts are continuing to improve. Chris is starting to handle, he's starting to get the reins. He got 2 number 2 receivers over there. He likes to throw it to Renee, who had 10 catches, 2 touchdowns last week. He continues to impress each and every week. And then Charles is this big guy over there. Charles also had 2 interceptions. Now we want to talk about Charles and Kadir, right? Kadir started with the Colts.
Yeah.
And he left that organization
Yes, he did.
because he felt he was too good for them and went to the Seahawks, where he also did not make the playoffs last year.
Right.
All right, now Charles was on the Seahawks and he left to go to the Colts because everything was all Chiz. Everything was KFC over there. So he said, I'm my own player, I need to shine. And that's what he's done over there. He took the Colts and gave him life. And that's going to be the matchup right here.
Right there.
And Chiz, he might be KFC, but KFC chicken's not that good. We got Popeyes over there. Charles is Popeyes chicken over there. And he's gonna show you how to stop Chiz over here.
So you got
Sir
Charles.
Shutting Chiz down.
What?
That's it. Charles is
Charles is gonna do it.
Listen.
Ain't nobody gonna do it. It's
He
gonna be
will
Sir
not-
Charles.
He will not throw it to Charles's side. I guarantee you that. Charles is a bigger body and more physical than Chiz.
Thank
Yep.
you.
There you go. There you go.
That's it. So
You
we
heard
have
it
it.
first.
Now listen. Now real quick. Also,
He's
I
a
just want to
Chiz-
say
he's a
Brandon.
Chiz hater.
I want to say
Sure.
Brandon. I don't know what happened here. It's starting to seem like the offense is changing. It just seems like Tashim is really impressive. He's getting a lot of the catches now, and then also Chisholm. I think they accounted for about 70% of the touches in the game. Brandon only had 1 catch this last game, so I don't know if there's some. He was a little upset, so I don't know if there's some conflicting
Did
things
you
going on over there.
notice something about the Seahawks offense recently?
What about it?
They're throwing the ball.
yeah,
running the
Ray.
ball.
Wow, I haven't seen him running in a little while here.
Thank
I
you
think
to
they,
Team
I
Mattel
think
TV.
the coaches
Could they have-
finally put it
Could
together.
they have listened to the panel?
Whoa! That's
Whatever
real
it is,
interesting.
it's working for them.
There
They
it
gotta
is.
continue to throw
They
the
got
ball.
to keep it up. And I just want to finish off with saying Apple. I know you guys know what Apple. He said if Charles, for some reason, does not come ready, Apple said he will shut Kadir down one-on-one himself. All right. So Sour Apple said he will shut him down one-on-one. That's what he said. I don't think it's a David and Goliath thing, but he's real confident in his skill. So yeah, in this game, I got to be in a close game. I think the Seahawks are feeling themselves, and I think they're going to get upset. And I got the Colts win in this game, 30-20. I'm pointing at the fans over there, 30-27.
Great, hey, great conversation with you guys talking about Charles and Chisholm. I like the fact that we have a big body going up against KFC because, yes, I say it every week, you're soft. And I think Charles is going to prove that point this week, just like my counterpart here said.
That's right.
Popeye's chicken
right.
is
He said
spicy.
the
That's
same
it.
thing last week.
Popeye's chicken is spicy.
Louisiana, baby.
It's
Let's go.
spicy, and we're going to see some heat. And we're also going to see Brandon have a breakout week because they're going to have to throw the ball to somebody else.
That's it. Mikey's not going to know what to do.
Throw it to
No
somebody
answer
else.
for Chisholm.
So
So
let's-
I know what you guys talking about. There's no answer for Chisholm.
So let's go to that
Chisholm, your number one
last.
fan.
Yeah.
This
Let's
is
go to
supposed to
that-
be a Seahawks shirt, not a Packers shirt. I know what happened.
Let's
I'm
go
the
to
number
that-
one fan,
You
Chisholm.
lost the bet.
Let's go to that last game where we have the Packers and the Lions. Oh, and by the way, that Seahawks-Colts game will be the game of the week. That's the game you want to watch.
Yeah, so this last game, Packers and the Lions, I'm going to tell you right now, the Lions, hands down, have the finest web page of all the websites right now. Hands down. Let's give it up for the Lions. You know, they may not be able to do it on the field, but on the web page, they're like no other. The Packers, now I'm a little concerned about the Packers. This past week I'm watching, and Buddy's wife comes to me and says, I do not understand how they continue to keep winning week after week when there's so much ego, there's so much fighting, there's so much me, and yet they still win. And part of that is I think what the Packers need to become a championship team is a real old-fashioned butt whooping. And someone's got to whoop their butts, because until then they're not going to be humbled until the playoffs. And I see just an early exit, it may be first, second round, and it's going to be painful because they're not going to have how to deal with adversity. So hopefully they face some kind of adversity before the end of the season so that the playoffs will be a good run for them. But this one, it's not going to be it. There's no butt whooping this game. It's going to be the Packers 49, Lions 13.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate Kevin on the page that he did with the Lions. That was a heck of a job. I agree, it's really good. I also want to agree with Chris about the Packers and their kids being just having too much vanity over there. It's really vain. I see them over there getting a 15-yard penalty for showboating every other play. They're just out of control, throwing footballs at people and other players' faces. I mean, there's no class over there on that side. They might be winning games, but they sure as heck lack class over there. But I think the Lions are going to come out and win this one. I think that Kevin just needs to sit there and get the church behind them, to rally behind them. I think you need to compete with the Packers sideline, not so much their players. I think that their sideline does a heck of a job of taking the other team, other coaches and the players out of the game and influencing the refs as well. So I think if Kevin can bring City Reach out and have them on the sideline, I think that'll give them an advantage. And I think that it'll be sideline versus sideline. And I think there's more people in City Reach than there is in IDB and in the Pac-9. So I think that if City Reach comes out and support the Lions pull this one out and upset the Packers 25-20.
That is true. IDB used to come out in force.
Yes.
I haven't seen much IDB in a long time.
Is City Reach your church?
Yes.
Is City Reach your church? Okay. So there we go. And we got a Lion fan, and he's looking for a job. That's why he's jumping on the Kevin.
Oh,
fan.
interesting.
There it is. There it is.
He's looking for a job. I'm just putting it out there, folks. He's going to be looking for a job.
So you had your score, did you pick?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But let's talk about, before I address some issues with my team, let's talk about the Lions. I think the Lions has showed something. With all the controversy and stuff they had to deal with this year, they still managing to come out, and they have already 2 wins this year, and they're getting so close to making the playoffs. I think they have some great quality guys on that team. Hassan is a leader. Alex and Pedro are playing amazing. And they got good coaching over there, and I think that proved this last week to bounce back against the Saints. They had Carlos. They made the switch. They're not scared to make a change at quarterback when something's not working, and Carlos did really well at quarterback. So I want to get up for the Lions. I'm not overlooking the Lions. You guys have a blowout scores over here, not me. I think it's going to be a very close game. And now I know you got the Lions because you're trying to get the job. That's fine. I understand. You want to be your Kevin's assistant. Yeah. So listen, about my receivers wanting the ball, that's what receivers do. They want the ball. I want my receivers to want the ball. I want my players not to want to leave the field. So you want to talk about them being vain or what? They want to win. They want to score points.
You want to run the score up? You guys have no class.
We didn't run the score.
Timeouts, and it was about 50 seconds left in the game.
We didn't call any timeouts.
He told Shane call timeout. Shane confessed that I have it on video. You guys have no class.
I like to see it. Shane is he's an offensive coordinator.
I agree with Cassie.
And himself over there, you know what I mean? Now listen, as far as my wife saying she just doesn't understand the new type of player that it is now, I'm trying to explain the game to her, you know what I mean? Like I said, that's what makes the difference. When you have a team of players that want the ball, they score points. When you have a team of players who don't know what to do with the ball, you score 6 points.
We have over 200 points. And we have guys that aren't showboating or selfish.
Listen,
and
I guarantee you that we spread the ball more than any team in the league as far as catches. My quarterback does not go to 1. I bet you George leads by far your team in catches.
You're wrong.
And him and Miles.
Look it up. Look it up.
Who leads in touchdowns and catch? Miles and George.
Right,
you have a couple guys that catch the ball. All right, let's check it out.
But while you're looking up for that, Chris, let's discuss that vanity issue and the class issue. So
and where's IDB?
Right. When you say where's the church? When you say when you say that you have a team that has no class, could it be because there was the 49ers influence on there, or could it be that you had some people that left?
It's called swag, baby. It's called swag.
You call it swag.
You know what I know is
swag.
that because of the vanity going on the Pac-9, Cassie doesn't even bring brownies or cookies to the game no more for them.
She stepped it up,
That
man.
has
She
changed.
stepped it up. We had donuts. We had sandwiches one
Cassie
week.
didn't bring that.
She did. You didn't get none.
Mike Medina brought that from his house.
Mike Medina,
Yes.
he's not allowed to eat donuts. It's diabetes. You can't eat donuts. Mike has diabetes. But yeah, so look, you see how Chris is trying to
Let's not
look
put our
the
people's
stats
personal
over here.
information out there.
There's nothing wrong with diabetes.
You
awareness.
have Packers have 11 different people that touch the ball. Panthers 15.
Wow.
Hold on, let's talk about
15
the
versus
percentage.
11.
The percentage.
15 versus 11.
Let's talk
We've
about
had
the
15
percentage.
different people.
Let's
We've had
talk about
11.
the percentage.
Let's get your
Bring
score
it.
before
All right, here we go.
Go ahead,
I got
there
the
we go.
score. I got a close one. I got it 32-28.
There you
I
go.
got
Thank you
sneaked
very
it up.
much. It's been a good show this week.
I said we
And-
spread the ball
Hey,
around.
you guys play next week. Save it for next week.
Oh,
You guys-
next week's gonna be good.
I got Crash already said that they better start practicing 4 times a week for the whipping we're going to give them that next weekend. Now, we're not overlooking the Lions, but we know who we play next.
And when he said it, he walked up and whispered to me, he says, Eric, please don't take that to heart. I'm just talking junk.
That's not what he said.
That's what he said.
I
That's
just
what he
Crash don't
said.
say-
That's what he said.
There
That's
you go.
what Crash. Did you say it? Because you
Didn't
can
say
make
it.
your coach eat his words,
Didn't
and I know
say
you
it.
won't. But that's cool
Packers
because you're
Panthers,
supposed to
baby.
have
2
loyalty
weeks. Let's go.
to your team. But that's going to do it for Week 6 picks. And again, folks, we have playoff implications going on this
All of
week. Please come to Scanlon and be on time.
This
1
guy's
o'clock.
coming from-
There's going to be some great games going on.
Someone's perspiring, right?